Perfect. So just a quick call out to kick off the call, and then I'll pass it right on back to Wendy. But just wanted to call out that, you know, we would love to see social media scattered with all of your wonderful workout moves and everything. For this particular qualified coach test group, we did open up the requirements and restrictions that we had with previous ones. So take a look through, but please don't be afraid to post those sweaty selfies, using the ankle weights, doing your favorite move. I think I saw on the call here, but Jessica, Megan, and Chrissy are a couple people I saw using our XB Sweat Sculpt hashtag. So definitely use this opportunity to either create assets to use later when we get closer to launch, but also just start sharing them now organically as you're working out and everything. So any of the social media guidelines, they are in the files section. And if you have any questions about them, just leave a note in the page and we will get back to you ASAP.
Yeah, and speaking of, for a lot of you, this is new for you, right, that are on the call. These guidelines, we have really eased them up. Like, we've really eased them up. So to your point, to Lauren's point, and obviously Lauren's with our corporate team, we have eased them up. So you actually, if you look in the social media guidelines, girls, you've got an opportunity to showcase your video, you doing a workout move for 1 minute. Like before this, the previous test group, it was 15 seconds. So I'm just saying, this is your opportunity to share this with your prospects and with your audience, right? So take advantage of that. So let's go ahead and kick this bad boy off. First of all, welcome everyone. My name is Wendy Watts. I am the director of the East region. Basically, I cover half the US and I work with all the 6 to 14 stars. And I just want to, number one, congratulate every single one of you that are on this call. Welcome you, because this is a big deal. Girls, this is a very big deal and has the ability, literally, I have seen this from all of our top leaders. It has the ability to change the trajectory of your business. If you take advantage of this launch, if you go all in, okay? And tonight is a special call. And I will just tell you this, I just want to caveat that in previous Success Starter test groups, we have not done a live Zoom call. They have been pre-recorded trainings. So you get like live in person, just a dear friend of mine that has been coaching with Beachbody for 6 years, okay? This is your opportunity. She's gonna share what her topic is, and I will get to that in just a moment. But this is your opportunity to ask her whatever questions that you have, okay? Because some of you are really like, oh my God, I don't even know where to begin, right? Like, I'm in this test group. What does that mean? She's gonna help demystify some of the questions that you have, okay? So with that being said, Amethyst has been coaching for and with Beachbody for 6 years, okay? So she's no spring chicken. She is a lifetime 5-star diamond, 2-time elite, 1-time premier. If you even know what that means, it means she's a pretty big deal, just so you know. She is an SC10 All-Star legend, and she is the leader of Team Freedom Fights. Girls, please share some love in the chat for Miss Amethyst Thomas.
Oh, you're the sweetest. Aww. Thank you. What a nice introduction. Wendy I could tell you guys this amazing story about how I met Wendy, but I won't keep you, but she's an amazing person and we're super blessed to have her here with Beachbody. So thank you for the awesome introduction. Am I going to be able to share my screen? Do I have that right? Okay.
Yes, you can.
So nice to meet you. Can you guys just drop in the chat? Let me know how long you have been coaching, because that will help me as well. And that being said, I'm going to share a lot with you because I'm just a thorough type of person, but I don't want it to scare you off. Like, whoa, Amethyst just shared 10 steps. Like, I just need one, right? But I'm just going to give you all the info, and I want to encourage you to take what speaks to you. You're like, oh, I already know that, or my coach already told me that, but I didn't know about that one. I'm going to do that one, or I can improve on that. So this is my first time ever in a test group. So I am super jazzed about it, because when I started, we didn't have the Success Starter program. So you guys who are here with 8 months, congratulations. 6 months, that's so, so, so cool. I always tell my girls, you guys have to be a Success Starter. I would have done anything to be in a test group. So here I am 6.5 years later, finally getting to do it for the first time. So I'm right here with you, and I'm so excited to meet each of you. We've got Christine here, the OG at 14 years. So woo, woo, that's amazing goal. So anyway, hopefully you can learn a little bit from what I have to share. And I am, an open book. So you just ask away if you have any questions at the end of the call, because I may cover it before we get through. So, all right, can you see my screen okay? Okay, cool. All right, so Wendy asked me to talk about how to launch this program from pre-launch to post-launch. Now, what's interesting is, like I said, I've never done like a test group before, so I'm right here learning with you, right? So I'm going to tell you kind of the best protocols that I use for every launch for the last 6 years. But obviously this one's going to be a little bit different because we do have some parameters, from which we need to follow. So we obviously need to be a little bit more careful that way. But I think we can still utilize what I do to have success in launches, even with this program. So I hope it helps. So I have, every time I do a call with Canva, I think there has to be an easier way. Sometimes the advancing the screen doesn't work very well. So let's start with the pre-launch. So first of all, this is another unique situation. I've never launched a program where I didn't know the trainer before, right? So this offers like something entirely different because we're not promoting Lift More where everyone knows who Joel is, right? We're not promoting 4-week gut protocol where everyone knows who Autumn is. Everyone's like, who's this chick, right? So we have a little bit more work to do. And so let's talk about how we're gonna do that. So for pre-launch, I'm just gonna ask you to be a really good student. So who here has like kids in school? Right? Like about to send them back to school. My daughter is going back to school this week. We want them to be great students. And so let's just take it back and let's also become a good student. So first of all, we need to research and familiarize ourselves with the program. So today I did that. I've been on vacation for a week. I hustled to get back and figure all this out. So the FAQ gives you some information, that we can access and then we can use, and we need to understand, right? And then they're going to continue to give us information as time goes by, right? So just really make sure you're researching, you're reviewing. With the research, go ahead and
You still need to look
learn.
at your plays and your reading. You still need to look at your reading.
If you guys want to just mute yourself, that would be awesome. You probably have no idea that you're not muted. But do some research like about Andrea too, because if you're like me, you don't know anything about her, right? And so we need to actually get to know her. And then with your homework, who did your assignments today? Your photos and your measurements, right? And your, this was an interesting one. Did you guys all do the goal outfit? That was one I wasn't expecting. So I had all my pictures there. I'm like, oh, I got to go find some jeans or something that I can try to wiggle myself into. So make sure you do all the homework, right? And the homework is going to help you with content, right? You're going to need those pictures because you're going to want to be sharing them. And so remember just to research, review, do your homework, and learn. So here's some talking points. Who was at Summit and saw this funny? This is like one of the funniest moments of Summit for me. I was like, wait a minute, like, look at how tiny that person is up on the stage right now. And I was thinking about her this moment when I was doing the workout this morning. I was like, yeah, nobody like be comparing yourself to tiny little her, because if you saw her, she's like this little, right? So she's so cute up here on this little step stool that Amwala brought out for her. So let's just think about what we can be posting about, even though we don't know her yet, right? We're going to become a good student of her. We're going to learn about her. But start talking about your Summit impressions, like this funny moment here, right? When she came out on the stage, I have videotaped when they announced it, right? When they announced her, use that content in your stories. And then do you have any experience with dance, bar, Pilates, or stretching? Those are her like strong suits. So think about you. Like, we don't want to come off as salesy. And so in order to not come across salesy, we have to create a story around why she and this program is going to meet our needs, right? So for example, she's a mom of 2. She's a businesswoman. She's a busy mom. Are you a mom? Do you have a job outside of Beachbody? Are you busy? These are things that you can connect with and relate with. So if you're sitting here thinking, gosh, I don't even know what XB means, I don't even know who she is, how do I promote this? You need to learn and study her, right? And what she offers, and then talk about it in particular with like a pain point or something that connects with you. So here's an example of how you can kind of start posting. I would totally recommend that you go look at the Beachbody blog called 19 Things You Don't Know About Me by Andrea Rogers. So for example, this is one of the 19 that I took out that spoke to me. Who I admire and why. I admire all the hardworking women who have taken on the roles of partner, mother, caretaker, and often full-time worker during these last 2 years of the pandemic. The women who are trying to do it all, have it all, be their best self, and be the foundation for their families. I see you. You're doing great, girl. And does that resonate with any of you guys? Or you're like, oh my gosh, thank you for seeing me. Yes, it's been really hard, right? So what you could do is you could take this quote or parts of it and say, I'm so excited to get to know Andrea Rogers, our newest Beachbody super trainer, because I can tell that she already sees me, even though I haven't met her in person. And you know why? Because she recognizes that the last 2 years of the pandemic have been so hard. And so I'm so excited to be a part of this test group to get to know her, because I know she sees all the hard work that I do. Does that make sense? Like, you're trying to really get to know her, but then with your followers, show her off, right? And her personality and why they're going to want to do this with you. So step 2 is share the journey. Some of this should be no news to you guys, right? You should be sharing your journey every single day. So I would really encourage you to post on your main feed about the privilege of being a part of a test group. We all, Wendy just said, you guys, like, this is so exciting, right? And it really, really is. And if you have followed some of the top coaches, you know that a test group was what launched and skyrocketed people's career because they took advantage of this. So let's take full advantage of it too. So I would encourage you to post your day 1 photos. That's scary as heck, right? But that's okay. You could even put like a square over it and like your ab section and say like, work in progress, transformation happening, day 1, right? But post about it. Today is a day 1 of your journey. And people are gonna be like, oh, what's this day 1 about? Like, I have something to follow. Next time I see her picture pop up on my feed, I'm gonna be like, oh, I wonder how it's going, right? So you wanna create a story. And then post weekly progress photos, show how you're changing. And then post in your stories every single day within the guidelines, right? And how cool that they have loosened these guidelines. I've had a lot of success starters go through this and they're like, they were afraid to, they didn't take advantage of it because they were too scared. They were too scared. And I've had many success stories and I'm like, okay, girls, like this should be like amazing, right? But they've been a little bit too nervous because they're such great rule followers. So let's definitely take advantage of sharing as much as we can in our stories every single day. And then identify how this program will help you. So I'm really, really big on this. Another topic that I talk on a lot about is how our weakness is our superpower. So what I want to encourage you is to kind of go deep and think, what is your biggest weakness and how will not just Beachbody, but this program specifically help you deal with said weakness, right? Is it nutrition? But you know that this 3-week program is going to call you to account because you're in a test group, so you really need to dial in your nutrition, right? Or is it that you're inconsistent with stretching and you just love to go hard, Wendy Watts, right? And then like, who needs to stop and stretch? Like, yeah, maybe I need to slow it down and stretch and you know what I mean? So maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's like just having fun, right? Maybe it's just learning to dance a little bit, right? And to do hard things. So think about how this program will help you. So step 3 is a holding place. This is probably the most important thing that I'm going to talk to you about today, especially for you new coaches. So you want to create a Facebook group as a holding place that's like a free info group. Okay. And so this is the place that anyone who follows you and is like, girl, this sounds really exciting. Keep me posted on how you like it. You're going to say, oh, cool. I'm just going to add you to this Facebook group so you can follow along. And I'm going to share everything that I'm allowed to share. Right. And then eventually I'll tell you everything. And they'll be like, cool. Right. And you just pop them in there. You don't, it's just like super, super easy. And then you get to share the details that we're permitted to, right? You can go to the FAQ. You can go and look at all of our homework lists about what we can talk about and what we can't. You can share in there, like starting today, right? And then as we get more information, we'll just keep adding it. And that's also a good place that you can share your journey. This is like a captive audience, people who have said, I am interested in what you are doing right now. I might be wanting to join you on this journey, but lift more. Like, no, I'm not going to lift 30-pound weights, but like dancing. Yeah, I used to like jazzercise. Like, oh, I totally love bar. I can't afford my studio anymore, right? It's those people that you're having conversations with that you're going to want to add to this group. And I just took a little screenshot of what so you can see like what these look like, right? So my one on my left is, I won't go into the details, but I would just keep adding people to this one on the left. So there's like 275 people. That's a lot of people for me. But there are people, every time a new program would come out, I would just post in there about the new thing, right? But the one on the right is the most recent Fire and Flow one that we did. You can see there's only 23 people in there, but 23 people, if you can sign up 23 people, right, for the launch of Sweat and Sculpt, you're going to be killing it, right? So don't worry about if it's 5 or 2 or 20 or hundreds. This is a great place. Again, it's different than your feed. It's something specific to people who have expressed special interest in this. So this is super important. I'm not sure if your upline talks to you guys about the importance of email, but email is huge. Has anyone ever been around when social media like went down? It was like, oh, like Facebook isn't working, Instagram isn't working. Like, how am I going to reach my clients? This is how you reach your clients. And so right now we have like this really free marketing tool, right, on social media, but that's kind of at the mercy of the people who are in charge of those, right? But email, that is ours. So whether you use something like Flowdesk or Aweber or Constant Contact, or you just started and you don't have something like that, you all have your Yahoo email or whatever, right? You are going to keep a list of all the people who are expressing interest in this program. And you're going to want to always blind copy if you're sending it straight from your Yahoo or whatever, right? Always blind copy. Or in your back office, did you guys know that you can email everybody, all of your clients and leads? You can email them right from your Coach Online office. That's an underutilized tool. But in this situation, you want to capture as many emails as you can from people who are expressing interest in the program. And you are going to want to email them periodically throughout this process. So a drip campaign is kind of a fancy way of saying it's automated, right? So if you have like a constant contact or something like that, you want it to be automated to make it easier for you. However, a normal email is totally fine. You just kind of have to remind yourself and write on the calendar about when to do it. So you're going to want to have a welcome email, right? Thank you so much for your interest in following my journey for Sweat and Sculpt. I'm so excited to get to know this new trainer, and I can't wait to share with you my journey and see if it interests you when the time comes, right? And then you're going to provide more information as we get it in another email. And then in another email, you're going to say, oh my gosh, it's launching tomorrow. You finally get to join me. You've been watching my journey. You've seen my amazing transformation. I never even knew what what any ballet moves were or anything like that, but I am loving the repetitions, blah, 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 right? And then you'll send up another follow-up. Hey, didn't know if you saw that it launched. Do you want to chat about this? Let's hop on the phone, these types of things. So email is just another way to communicate. You guys have probably heard that in marketing, people need to see, I don't remember what the number is, something crazy like 7 times. Oh, I guessed right. Good job. 7. Good job, me. 7 times before they actually like go, oh, maybe that's something for me, right? And so email right? This holding place, your personal Facebook feed and Instagram feed and your stories, right? That's what we're trying to do here, is just let people see we are the person for the job to help them get healthy and fit. Okay, we definitely want to use the sample workout when that comes out. And again, this is kind of a funny conversation because we get to do it way before other people. So it's a little bit different, but this is still pre-launch because even though we don't have this yet, but this will come, right? So these are some ways we can offer our sample workout. We want to offer a live Zoom workout, right? And then we can even offer a prize for bringing a friend. Like hopefully you all ordered a box of the strawberry lemonade Energize. Like who loves it? Yum, yum, yum. My favorite flavor so far. Hey, if you invite your neighbor to join us on this free, Zoom workout, I'll love to send you, a little strawberry lemonade Energize. You're going to absolutely love it, right? So you can do incentives and stuff like that. And then you're going to post that actual link, right? Which is now it's nice because it's in Vimeo. And so nobody has to log in or put in their credit card or anything like that. It used to be that way. You're going to post it in your ongoing challenge group. Hopefully you have challenge groups of like all your people. And then you're going to email all your current clients. Again, you can do that in the Coachline Online Office. You can do that in your email provider, however you email. And then you're also going to send it to that drip campaign, to that specific group of people who have expressed interest in this program. And you're also going to add it to the holding place. So again, at this point, I hope if you're like, oh my gosh, she's talking about so many things, like don't get overwhelmed. Just kind of like take a screenshot of this and say, okay, when this gets to this point, I remember Amethyst saying there were like 5 different things I could do with that sample workout, right? Obviously, we're going to share it in our stories. We're going to say, send me a DM, or we're going to use the poll. Do you want the free sample workout? All the things that we always do. But it's really important to get that one out there because it's totally free, right? All right. Now we've gotten to launch day. Like this is going to be an exciting day, right? We're going to be more excited than anybody else because we'll have completed the program, right? We'll have a story to share. And so then what do? We've done all this work, and what do we do next? So we're basically just going to create hype, right? Like that's what we're supposed to be doing as coaches. We want to create FOMO about what we're doing. And you guys, as this test group, we get to do that more than anybody else, right? Everybody else in your team is going to know very little about this program, but you will have done the whole workout. So you're going to create hype. You're going to keep doing what you're doing with consistency, but now we're creating urgency and the use of FOMO, right? So get bold and share your results on your feed. When I was getting ready for this call, I was looking for that image that I just shared with you, the idea of doing your before pictures and having like that box over your midsection, right? And I found my 80-day obsession results. And you guys, oh my gosh, like take me back there. That was a good time. But I was in my bikini and I'm a little bit modest. And I was like, oh my gosh, like we cannot share this. This is like so scary. These are high school friends that are on, somewhere here on Facebook. But that helped that launch for me huge, right? I mean, I know there's a thing about transformation photos, but they are the things that get people excited, right? So the good thing is that you have homework and you had to have taken your picture today, or hopefully you will today, but definitely we're going to want to share those. Now, some of you may not have like we're not going to have an 80-day obsession transformation, right? Let's be real. It's 3 weeks, right? It's nighttime nutrition, right? But we are called to choose which nutrition plan we're going to follow. And even if we don't have massive physical results, I'm not saying that we won't, we want to really share our NSVs. Everybody know what NSV is? My favorite acronym in Beachbody world, non-scale victory, right? Those are the best things because, I mean, I'm 47. So I'm like less inclined to care about what I look like in a bikini or becoming Beachbody, but I want to feel good, right? I want to have the energy and the endurance to keep up with my kids and to do all the fun things and do zip lining and ropes course like I did with my kids last week, right? Like those are the things that are important to me. So, and then on your stories, you can also share each other's, right? We're going to be sharing each other's transformations, right? And so then we can share those as well. And then we're also going to be wanting to highlight, like, this is about a lifestyle, and I'm here to offer you the total solution. I'm not just here to offer you like a free gym pass, right? I'm not offering you to eat like cardboard food and lose a bunch of weight, right? I'm here with sensible nutrition, right? And 30-minute workouts. And I'm going to actually physically be your coach. And I'm going to provide this amazing community to cheer you on, right? So we want to really highlight that as the launch happens, that we are, because the reality is everyone's looking for a solution, right? And we want to be the ones that show up on their feed. So they go, oh, I saw Wendy. She just did this 21-day cleanse. But she was eating a lot of food. I'm going to ask her about that, right? Because she chose to share that. And that's why we show up. All right, step 7 is to follow up. Now, this is probably the biggest coin phrase of all Beachbody coaching, right? The fortune is in the follow-up. If you don't follow up, you're just leaving people behind for somebody else to pick up, right? So as always, once you have someone who's liking, commenting, following, engaging, we're going to follow up with them, right? We're going to ask them if they're interested. We're going to ask them, hey, do you have any health and fitness goals? Or are you resonating with that story that I've been sharing about how I really need to get out of my own way and try something new? Or that I really need to like get my nutrition on track because it was summer and I ate all the things with my kids. Like, what is it that you're resonating about in my story, right? Ask questions. And then for those who are ready, because now we're talking about launch, right? You're going to send links to those who are ready. And Beachbody does such a great job at giving us that tracker of like the person's name and what they want and which flavors and all that stuff. So fill out that tracker, send out those links. And once somebody signs up, we heard from somebody awesome, who I'm forgetting her name right now, when we were at leadership, and she was talking about the importance of always asking for 3 or more referrals from everybody. And don't ever forget this part, right? So thank you so much for investing in your health. I'm so excited to do this with you. Is who in your life could also benefit from this, right? Would your mom, neighbor, sister, best friend? I would love to help them too. So don't forget the power of asking for referrals. And then step 8 is go back to the holding place. Remember those pictures I showed you earlier? You got all these people, 23 people, 200 people, 5 people. You're going to go, girlfriends, look at what has happened over the last 3 weeks that I was a part of this test group and share each other's transformations. Create FOMO right there in the group. Offer an incentive for people who sign up on day 1, right? Because you want people to sign up right away. And then when they sign up, you are going to shout them out in the group. Congratulations to Marie. She signed up on day 1 to do sweat and sculpt with me. I cannot wait to sweat it out with her. Put in that ring of the bell image, right? Have the person drop the bell when they have made their purchase. So create like, ooh, this is going to be fun. Like, I don't want to miss out on this. Look at all these amazing ladies who are going to do this with me. And then step 9 is obviously create a group, right? On BOD groups, Facebook, wherever you do your groups. And as you know, this is not new to anybody. We're to add value, offer daily support, encourage honesty, and curate community. So many people come to Beachbody solely because they're looking for community. And so let's definitely drum that up in this kind of group. Let's offer a prep week, a getting started right call, have daily check-ins. And then did everybody listen to the National Wake Up Call this morning? Okay, I'm not even going to talk about this. All you need to do is go and listen to the National Wake Up Call today. She killed it. She talked about tons of really great tips about how to create a group that is exciting and is active. And I don't know about you. Does anybody else struggle with like getting their group to be like, hello, anybody there? Right? So definitely go and listen to the National Wake Up Call. Those were really great tips. And so finally, post-launch, okay, we launched. What happened? I got some people to sign up, not as many as I wanted. Do I just stop? No way, sister. Our final step is that we're going to keep showing up, okay? We're going to keep sharing the journey. Now that you're doing the program like publicly, hopefully you'll do it again. You're just going to keep sharing your journey. Now that I'm done it, I'm doing this a second time around. My girlfriend was one of the girls in my team was on the Lift More test group, and now she just restarted, right? So she's re-sharing her journey. And then I love this reminder to repurpose your Instagram and Facebook stories. Don't feel like you have to recreate the wheel every single time, right? I have like some of my favorite tools in our phone is to use the note section, but also the album section in our photos. So I have an album in my photos. It's called Lift More. So every time I'm promoting Lift More on my stories, I just go straight to that album and I reshare those stories. And I have enough of them in there that I can rotate them like week after week, right? And it's not like so boring that people are going to swipe away. And then again, sharing progress photos of your clients. And one of my favorite things to do is to screenshot client feedback to me that's private. And then I like cut off their name or I'll white out their name or whatever, and then I'll share it. And then in my stories, I type in client and it'll pop up the word like client review. And then I'll put that on my stories. And then they get to hear from not just me, who they might think, oh, Amethyst, she's always like bragging about, you know, she's got the best program, or I should do this, but oh, wow, like look at what her clients had to say about this program. And that's a huge testimonial to people. With the 4-week gut protocol, I had so many of those screenshots that I just created a whole email. One of my Facebook posts was a whole like 10 different screenshots, because I want people to know this isn't just me, this is other people getting really great results. And then utilize your holding place again, utilize your email campaign again, right? So we're just like rinse, wash, repeat. We're just keep on going. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just utilizing the spaces we've already created. And then those people who didn't sign up, because there will be those, we're going to follow up with them one-on-one. I cannot overemphasize one-on-one communication, you guys. Most of the people who I get sign up with me, it's like one-on-one Facebook Messenger, one-on-one text, right? Let's get on the telephone. Those are the people who actually pull the trigger. If it's just like they just don't do it on their own, right? We have to like create a special connection there. And then once the group ends, you can relaunch this again, right? If you are surprised and this ended up being your favorite program ever, you just get to keep doing it. I mean, think about all the people you're hearing about who are doing the 4-week gut protocol again and again and again, because this is their new lifestyle and they are so excited about it, right? Wendy just finished Ultimate Reset again. I've already seen her do it, right? But she's like, I love it, so I'm going to do it again, right? So we just keep showing up and talking about the things that we love. So those are my 10 steps for pre-launch and post-launch. And I hope that was super helpful for you. And I would love to answer any questions that you have.
Amethyst, I'm going to speak for everyone that's on this call. So good. So good, because you really laid out, I mean, for all of these, you know, newer success starters or those that this is their first test group ever, it's like, these are the tactical steps that you need to take in order to take advantage of this launch and this exclusive opportunity that you have. So to Amethyst, thank you so very much for taking, you guys, girls, she was on vacation all week last week. And I was like, are you sure you want to do this? And she's like, yes. So thank you for just being the light and for taking the opportunity to share what you've learned in your 6 years and really helping all of these ladies that we're all looking at each other right now on the call. So let me open it up to all of you. I also want to be respectful of all of your time. Any questions that you have specific to what Amethyst just shared with us? Oh, you can put, if you want, you can put it in the chat as well. Would that be easier?
Either way, you guys can, I'd love to talk to you. Don't be scared. What do I use for my email campaigns? I actually use Constant Contact. I know a lot of people love Flowdesk, but there's been some problems with like everybody going to spam. I know that my Star Diamond upline uses Aweber. So I think it's just whatever you're comfortable with, but I use Constant Contact and I can give you like a link or a code or something like that if you're interested in that. You're so welcome. I'm glad it was helpful. And yeah, Christine, I know I was like going fast because Wendy's like, how about like 10 or 15 minutes? I'm like, oh no, I can't do that in 10 or 15 minutes. So I hope I didn't overwhelm you with the speed, but I hope it was really helpful.
Lindsay's like, no, you did not overwhelm us, but can we have the recording? So we will make sure that we send the recording out as well. Who else? Anyone else have any other questions specific to Amethyst? Good. Lindsay, you took some really great notes. I saw a lot of you, at least those that are actually showing your face right now. I saw a lot of you taking some notes. So clearly what you shared, Amethyst, was gold, girlfriend.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Any other questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
You can message me too if you guys are a little bit more shy. I'm happy to help if you want to. I'm Amethyst Mills Thomas on Facebook, and then Amethyst May, which is AMETHYST MAY on Instagram.
Perfect. Okay. Well, listen, if there's no additional questions, I just want to just thank you again, Amethyst, for taking the time truly for, I know, spending some of your vacation on preparing a lot of this for all of these coaches that are on the call. So thank you on behalf of all of us, the corporate team. Thank you for doing that. And then there is going to be, yes, Lauren, you've already read my mind. There is going to be another call. So we're going to have a call the next 2 Mondays. So the next call is going to be on the 15th. Okay. It will be at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And that would be what, 4 p.m. Pacific time next Monday. Okay. And the topic will be how to amplify your test group experience, sharing the importance of the total solution pack and our supplements. But regardless, just we will pin that to the BOD group so that you have that information. We will also send this recording out in the BOD group as well. Lauren, I'll send you a copy of this so that you have that, so you can go back. And what I would encourage you to do, Amethyst, you shared so many just great nuggets on this call. They can go back, they can refer back to this. And I just want to say, all of you, this is a really great opportunity. Like I said, this is the first time we've had a Q&A with one of our elite coaches for this test group. So just again, congratulations for every single one of you to being a part of this test group. Let's leverage the heck out of this launch. Share this in your stories daily. Do the things people are watching, whether or not they're commenting, that's a whole nother deal, but they are watching you. They're watching to see, number one, is she going to stick with it, right? Can I trust this? Is it worth it? And the answer is absolutely, wholeheartedly, yes, it is, but it starts with you. It starts with you. So let's leverage this opportunity. Amethyst, for all of you, thank you so much for joining the call tonight, and we will see all of you next week.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay, bye everyone.